Okay, so picture this. You're standing in the street on the way to school with 4 kids, and your 6-year-old is sitting on the pavement, refusing to move an inch. And just to add to it, your neighbour drives past, stops to watch the whole scene, and offers you a lift. That morning, I had 4 children, a 15-minute walk to school, and I knew that the only strategy that was going to work was to wait. Even though every part of me wanted to grab his arm and march him to school, I still just had to stand there and hold my nerve. And if you're a parent who loves your child and wants to raise them with warmth and real boundaries, but their reactions feel wildly out of proportion and nothing you try seems to work, this video is exactly for you. What you're about to hear isn't another list of things to try. It's the reason none of the other lists have worked. And if you're new here, please do hit subscribe. There's a new video most weeks, and this is a part of a whole series on parenting strong-willed and sensitive children. So I'm Camilla. I'm a parenting coach who's helped thousands of families and a mum of 4 who's lived through plenty of these moments myself. I help parents of strong-willed and sensitive children find an approach that actually works, not just in theory, but in the real exhausting live moments too. So let's start with what's really happening in those moments, because it's probably not what you think. Most of us have been trying to solve a behaviour problem, but behaviour is not the problem. When a child screams over a snack, hits out over a lost toy, or sits down on the pavement and refuses to move over something that seems tiny, it's tempting to assume that they're being dramatic or deliberately difficult. But what's actually happening has nothing to do with that. Their brain and body are registering that that moment is a genuine emergency. These children are not choosing to react this way. They're wired to process emotions more intensely than other children, and their capacity to cope with stress, change, or disappointment is narrower than we would hope for. The moment they tip over that edge, the thinking part of their brain shuts down. And this is exactly the moment that most of us start reasoning, explaining, making threats, sending them to their room. Trying to get through to a child in that state with logic is like trying to have a conversation with someone who's underwater. They simply cannot hear us. Not because they won't, but because they genuinely can't. And now here's the part that most parents find actually really reassuring. And it matters just as much as anything practical, and I'm going to share it. The same wiring that makes these children so hard to parent right now is exactly what's going to make them amazing adults. Intensity, sensitivity, persistence, the refusal to back down just because someone told them to. These are not character flaws. When we stop relating to our child as a problem to manage, something shifts. Not in their behavior immediately, but how they're seen and understood, and that is the beginning of everything changing at home. This is not permissiveness, it's understanding what we're working with so that we can actually work with it. Now, if you'd like something to reach for the next time you're in the middle of one of these moments, I've put together a free guide, Why Your Child Has Tantrums and 10 Calm Ways to Respond. The link is in the description, so grab it now so that you don't forget. So why do the usual responses, punishment, reasoning, sending to their room, make it worse? A child who is overwhelmed like this cannot process cause and effect. The part of their brain that connects actions to outcomes simply stops working right now. Reasoning adds more words to a system that's already overloaded. It doesn't calm them, it escalates them. That morning, the neighbour offered us all a lift, and as tempting as it was, I said no, because I knew it wouldn't solve the immediate problem, and it left the real one completely untouched. Getting through the moment is not the same as getting through to the child. So what actually does work? Here are 3 things, and the order matters. First, reduce what's coming at them. Less talking, less demanding, less movement around them. Quiet is calming. Noise and instruction make it worse. Second, stay close without asking anything of them. That morning on the pavement, I stayed near him. I said almost nothing. I kept his little sister settled beside me. I didn't need him to come with me immediately. I needed him to feel I wasn't going anywhere. And third, acknowledge without over-explaining. Not a long speech about understanding his feelings, just something short, quiet, a real recognition. This feels really hard right now. That's enough. Now, he did another sit down outside the school gates, and I was able to send his brother in and sit with him a little longer. And eventually, he walked through the door and he gave me a big hug before. No tears. Staying connected, not winning the battle. That was what got us there. These children are not trying to overreact. They are reacting exactly as they're wired to react. And the parent who understands that stops fighting the reaction and starts working with the child. That's when things start to shift. Now, if you're wondering how to actually change your whole approach with a child who's already got a strong pattern, click the video on screen and I'll show you right now. But if you'd like to talk through what's happening in your specific family and get a clear plan, I'd love to offer you a free discovery call. The link is in the description below. And if you haven't already grabbed the free guide, Why Your Child Has Tantrums, 10 Calm Ways to Respond, don't forget to do that. The link is in that description below. And also hit subscribe so that you get alerted to more videos like this.